Welcome back. This is Patty Bennett with PattyStamps.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am excited to share this fun background technique with you today. I was working on this card for a swap for convention. Our Stampin' Up! Convention is so much fun, and we take lots of cards and we swap with other demonstrators. And we trade cards, and then we get lots of fun ideas. So I wanted to show you how different each one of these backgrounds turns out, even though I used the same supplies. This is just so interesting and so fun. So let me give you the details on this. I used the watercolor wash background stamp. This is new and it's big. You can see that it's the size of a card front. I used watercolor paper. I used the Daffodil Delight ink pad as well as the Watermelon Wonder ink pad. So you can see that when those two pads mix, that you get kind of this fun orange color as well. I also used a spritzer bottle with water. You can use a Stampin' spritzer, or you can use just any spray bottle that you have. So let me show you how I did this. Okay, I've protected my work surface here with a few layers of the Stampin' Up! Grid paper as well as just another scratch piece that's folded here. And I'm going to take my water spritzer bottle and I'm just going to give my paper a few spritzes so that it's wet. And that's going to make the paper curve a bit. If you want to avoid that, you simply turn it over and you give the back side a spritz as well. That helps watercolor paper lay flat. So now we'll just call that the front side. It doesn't really matter so much. Then I'm going to take my watercolor wash background stamp and I am going to use my ink pads. Actually, I'm going to use Daffodil Delight first. Direct to the pad, and I'm just putting Daffodil Delight all over that stamp. And then I am taking Watercolor Wonder, and I'm just going to give it a couple of little taps there. So you can see there that there's just two places that I stamped that. And then from about 10 or 12 inches away, I am going to give this about 3 spritzes of water. And then turn it over and stamp it right onto that wet watercolor paper. I'm just pressing down so that it lets the ink adhere. And then you kind of have to just pull off the paper because it sticks. And look at that amazing background. Now if you want to, where it's pooling over here, you can pick it up and let that run. And when it starts to dry, it's not going to show those streaks because they're going to feather out, but it'll just bring that darker color from the edge down into the card itself. And that's all there is to this watercolor background stamp. You don't have to use it wet like I did. The idea is that this whole pattern here is meant to already look like it's watercolored. So you don't have to use it wet. You can just ink this and stamp it right onto your paper. But I really liked this look of giving it a little additional water and having it kind of spread. So let's just look at a couple of the finished ones again. I've got some flowers that I stamped and punched out from the Birthday Blossoms set. And I've layered it onto a piece of basic black as well as Daffodil Delight and then the new stitched black ribbon. That just really makes it pop, don't you think? But just isn't this interesting how different every one of those can turn out when you use the water? Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was just such a fun background. I hope you'll visit me up here at PattyStamps.com and use the online ordering buttons in case you need any of these products. See you next time.